Good evening, members and guests. I'm Bob Flynn, Chairman of the Board of Directors, and I call this meeting to order. This is our 61st annual meeting. I welcome you to our 61st annual meeting. Last year we had our annual meeting online due to the COVID-19 virus. At that time, we thought that this year we would be able to have an in-person annual meeting, but for safety reasons, we decided to have the meeting online again. We are glad that you chose to join us electronically. I feel that you will find the meeting informative. The agenda for tonight's meeting is on the screen. At this time, I'd like to introduce our board. Our Vice Chairman is Jim Allen. Our Treasurer is Les Burton. Our Secretary is Mike Proctor. Director is Mike Harding. Our Associate Director is Michelle Thomas. It's an honor for me to serve as chairman of this board. I've said it before, and it bears repeating again. This board is very knowledgeable, have diverse backgrounds, and very dedicated to doing what is best for the member and the staff. We have a position, honorary position, known as Director Emeritus. And I feel that those that have been appointed to this position should be recognized. To be eligible, you have to have been served on the board for 10 years. We have 5 directors that have been appointed to this position to date. 3 are deceased, unfortunately. They are Gail Bowe, Ken Tanner, and Jesse Northcutt. The 2 remaining are Dave Duncan and Joe Nichols. These men contributed greatly to the success of the history of Members Heritage Credit Union. I would ask our Secretary, Mike Proctor, at this time, do we have a quorum? Thank you, Mike, for determining that we have a quorum. The minutes of last year's annual meeting were voted on electronically and accepted as printed. This time, we will hear reports from various volunteers. First, I will give the chairman's report. Certainly, 2020 was a different and difficult year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. By making numerous necessary changes to meet CDC guidelines, we were able to provide a safe environment for our staff and members and keep our lobbies open. I'll give you a few facts. Our share deposits have increased over $70 million, with total assets increasing to $470 million, the highest in our history. We appreciate our members' trust. Our loan portfolio has decreased $15 million. We expect that this will improve as the economy improves. Charge-offs, delinquencies, and costs remain under control. Our net regulatory capital ratio of 11.64% is higher than our peers. The exam performed jointly by the Kentucky Department of Financial Institutions and the National Association of Credit Unions gave Members Heritage Credit Union a high rating, and the audit performed by GBQ was a clean audit. These good results show that we are operating in a professional manner. You can see from these items I have covered, and Pat Ferry, our president, will cover other items in his report, that Members Heritage Credit Union is in a good position to meet any challenges that may be encountered in 2021 and beyond. Our main goal remains to provide a sound and safe financial institution to meet our members' financial needs.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the second annual meeting of Members Heritage Credit Union. and thanks for joining us virtually. As the treasurer, we got some highlights of the past year, and it's just highlights. And for the report, you can see it in the program under the financial section. As of December the 31st, 2020, total assets were $458,955,326. This is compared with the end of 2019, which were total assets were $3,887,96,647. This was an increase of a little over $71 million. In 2020, we processed 7,130 loans totaling $88,448,704. And compared to 2019, we had 9,358 loans totaling $1,102,971.15. Total loans outstanding for 2020 was $256,010,425. That was total loans in 2019 was $271,018,602. That was a decrease in loans of about 23,000. Or 23 million, I'm sorry. 2020, we did an average of 3,680 over-the-counter transactions per month. And online transactions were 63,889. We had 20,721 active share draft accounts and 46,533 active share accounts. We have 18,372 Visa debit card in circulations. That's compared to 20,157 in 2019. Our members did 4,123,495 Visa debit card point of sale transactions in 2020, and 2019 members did 4,112,730 transactions. And this is the highlights that we had for 2020. And like your annual meeting pamphlet or brochure will have the more detail. And if you have any questions, you can send them in and let us know. And I appreciate and thank you all for visiting us. Let me turn it over to Pat Ferry for the President's report. Thank you.
Thanks, Les. I'm going to be brief and discuss 2020 and what we're working on in 2021. 2020 was a challenging year. In response to the COVID-19 pandemic, keeping the members and employees safe was our number one goal, while also servicing the members' financial needs. We changed the way we conducted business, more e-services, staff working from home, and opening our lobbies following guidelines from the CDC, the Kentucky Department of Health, and the governor's executive orders. This was in order to protect our members and employees while our lobbies were open. We were there for you, the members, in 2020, approving personal COVID relief loans, granting payment extensions, and skip payments. This was to help those members who were feeling the financial effects during the pandemic. In 2021, we continue to help members in the same way. I want to assure the membership that we are financially strong and continue to meet our members' financial needs. Some items that we'll work on in 2021 include a new website, upgraded and improved electronic payment options, investigating a new core computer system for possible upgrade, investigating a new phone system, and the big one is analyzing our member processes to make them easier, more user-friendly, and more efficient. I want to recognize and congratulate the following employees who have recently retired. First being Ann Allison, the Special Assistant to the President with 30 years service. Cindy Reed, Loan Processor with 35 years service. And Vicki Mitchell, a teller with 27 years service. I want to thank you for all your hard work, your dedication to the credit union, and your years of service. I also want to thank the Board of Directors, along with the committee members, for their guidance, leadership this past year. They do care about the credit union, the members, and the employees. So a big thank you to them. Lastly, a bigger thank you to the employees who have persevered and continued serving the membership through these difficult times. I appreciate all your efforts. And finally, to the members, we appreciate your continued loyalty and patience this past year, and we look forward to a bright future in 2021 and in future years. And next up, you'll hear from our Supervisory Committee Chair, Nathan McConaughey.
Thanks, Pat. The Supervisory Committee is a required committee for all credit unions and is comprised of volunteers. According to Kentucky Revised Statutes and Members' Heritage Bylaws, the committee shall make or cause to be made such supplementary audits, examinations, or verifications of members' accounts as it deems necessary. The committee engaged the auditing firm of GBQ Partners for external auditing services, which include a comprehensive financial audit under generally accepted accounting principles. The committee also engaged the external auditing firm Doreen Mayhew to provide IT-specific audits. In addition to the external audits, the committee relies on the Members' Heritage internal auditor to review processes and activities year-round. Based on the results of the internal audits, the 2020 external audits, and exams performed by KDFI and NCUA, the committee believes the credit union is properly managed and the appropriate controls exist to protect the assets of the credit union and its members. In addition to my formal report, I would like to lay special thanks for Norma Houston, who has been a long-term member of the Supervisory Committee. She has tendered her resignation as of the end of this year, so we appreciate her service to the credit union and to the Supervisory Committee. And with that, I will now introduce Mike Harding.
Welcome, my name is Mike Harding. I'm the chairman of the Education Committee for Members Heritage Credit Union. I'm going to review the marketing report you find in your program, hit some of the highlights for the 2020 year. Marketing efforts transitioned in 2020 due to COVID, as everybody expects. Loan growth was the goal for the beginning of the year, but it quickly transitioned into assisting membership and staff into addressing the pandemic. We immediately created member relief programs and products. The member relief loan and the member relief skip a pay program assisted many members throughout the pandemic in providing some relief to the financial stress. Continuing educating our membership about service availability and access without actually coming into a brick and mortar location became an important task. When branches opened, it was also important to communicate membership so they would feel comfortable continuing and revisiting our stores, our branches throughout COVID. Efforts to promote members' heritage brand awareness continued with less sales and more of a community outreach. promoting local and small businesses that were able to remain open and continue to pay employees was important to us. We partnered with LEX 18 and sponsored a We're Open Kentucky, and this effort assisted businesses in the community by letting people know who was still open. Looking beyond COVID, Members Heritage partnered with Web Strategies for our digital advertising. This company helped us track advertising in our web advertising. This company tracks online advertising all the way through our loans, allowing the credit union to see the return on your members' investment. Web Strategies also takes a deep dive into our website and proposes strategies to optimize our product page. This initiative allows us to give members more of what they want and what they want to consume and which services add the most value. Members Heritage continues to give back to our communities. Our employees donate $1 per Friday with Casual for a Cause, and those monies support various charities, as you'll see in your program. We continue supporting financial education programs in local elementary and high schools and expanded these efforts to include some schools in our new membership areas. We are excited to continue our efforts to propel our credit union into the future. We always welcome your comments and take your suggestions very seriously. We're excited to see what 2021 has in store, and we're happy to serve you. Thank you. And with that, I turn it back to Bob.
I want to thank the various reports that have been given. I want to thank all of our volunteers for serving on various committees. Members Heritage is blessed to have knowledgeable and dedicated volunteers. I would like to recognize 2 volunteers this year. We recognize, I should say, every 5 years of service as a volunteer by giving the volunteer a pin, similar to the one that I am wearing on my jacket. For this year, I want to recognize Jim Allen for 15 years of service and Mike Proctor for 40 years of service. Thank each one of you for your dedicated service. At this time, we will go to old business. But I know of no old business, so we'll move on to new business. Under new business, we will hear a report from the chairman of the Nominating Committee, Mark Medford. Mark, would you come and give your report?
Thank you, Bobby. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us tonight. The Nominating Committee is reviewing applications for the board. There are 2 vacancies. We reviewed 2 applications, and we recommend nominating the following candidates: Bobby A. Flynn and Les Burton. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark, and the other members of your committee for serving. The Nominating Committee has nominated 2 candidates for the 2 vacant seats on the board. In accordance with the bylaws, I declare Les Burton and Bobby Flynn elected directors by acclamation. This means that the directors will remain the same for the coming year. The board officers will be determined by the board at a later date. Before I close the meeting, I want to thank all those that helped make it possible, especially Dennis Weiskircher and Ryan Mays. I want to thank everyone for joining us online. Hope to see you at our annual meeting next year. Stay safe. I declare this meeting adjourned.